Good evening, everyone. I'm Lissy Bastian. It's Tuesday, January 21st. It's great having you with us. The long-anticipated preliminary report of the Bahamas National Commission on Marijuana was presented to Prime Minister Dr. Hewitt Minnis this morning. Dr. Minnis, in thanking the co-chairs of the commission, Bishop Simeon Hall and former Deputy Commissioner of Police Quinn McCartney, says the analysis and information contained in the far-reaching and much-needed report will help guide the policy decisions that the government will take, adding that the report will be reviewed and considered within the context of the government's program to expunge the records for the use of small amounts of the substance. Last year, Dr. Minnis remarked that he supported the expungement of records of Bahamians convicted of possession of small amounts of marijuana. He says they deserve to move on with their lives free and clear of criminal conviction. He now also supports the release of those imprisoned solely for possession of small amounts.
Our laws regarding possession of small amounts of marijuana have unfortunately led to the arrest, prosecution, conviction, and punishment of countless Bahamians who used the plant for religious purposes, personal or medical reasons. Our current marijuana prohibition causes unnecessary confrontations between police and citizens.
Dr. Minnis adds that reforming the marijuana laws and changing how persons convicted of possession of small amounts of the substance are treated is a matter of social justice and fairness.
Once our reformed laws are passed and through proper legal mechanisms and procedures, I also support the release from prison of all those who are solely in prison for a small amount of marijuana.
Recently revealing that he was disturbed by the leaked report, Dr. Minnis says the Commission's official findings will be made public and the report will be discussed in the public domain. While following town hall meetings here in New Providence and some family islands, as well as trips abroad to gain a broader perspective on how other countries manage discussions on marijuana, the Bahamas National Commission on Marijuana has given 24 recommendations in its official preliminary report presented to the Prime Minister. And while the contents of the report were not revealed, co-chairs Bishop Hall and McCartney says there is still much work to be done. So what's the next step for the Marijuana Commission? Well, Mr. McCartney says a national survey. Now, Mr. McCartney says those recommendations given in the report are suited best for the Bahamas. Thus, the recommendations are balanced and comprehensive. Bishop Hall says it's an ongoing process. Priest Rithman McKinney, the Commission's Rastafarian representative, says he's satisfied with the Prime Minister's comments. The Commission says it's looking to have that survey done and the Commission wrapped up within the first quarter of the year. And it also looks forward to continuing the work and assisting the Bahamas however it can to take the country to the next level in this area. Minister of Labor Dion Folks is joining the chorus of disappointment in the number of Bahamians employed by the Point Resort. In a heads of agreement signed by the government, the resort is to employ a majority of Bahamian laborers, but Labor Minister said the Point has not lived up to its agreement.
We are very disappointed of the amount of non-Bahamian workers at the Point. I think the percentages are around 30 to 70 in favor of non-Bahamians. It is supposed to be the exact opposite. We have been in talks with the management at the Point.
Senator Folks says the Point and the government present two conflicting figures. The Point, he says, has explained that it has 22 subcontractors at the resort, which employs Bahamian laborers, and that's what the resort has included as a part of the Bahamian labor component. But a government's assessments show inconsistencies with the employment figures.
We did a survey as early as last week, and it is not something that we are pleased with. Their figures conflict with our figures. And it is something that we are trying to work out. But given what we have seen, their argument is depending on when you come and depending on what the project is, the Bahamian component is much higher. Whether you come in the morning or the evening.
Last week, Director of Labor John Pinder expressed that his department's last inspection revealed 229 Chinese nationals, 38 other nationalities, and 97 Bahamian nationals working on the project at this stage. These figures show that an estimated 73% are foreign laborers, with 27% Bahamian laborers. Senator Folks reaffirms that the government is in discussions with the resort to resolve the matter. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.